Hello everyone, and today I decided that I'm going to rank every single Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, so all MCU movies, and I only have 10 minutes until screen catastrophe knocks me off, so let's just get right into this. So at number 20, I have Avengers Age of Ultron, and I just flat out hate this movie. I find nothing in it enjoyable. The jokes usually just go right past me. I don't find most of them funny, and they're just not enjoyable to me, and I don't really care for the story all that much. And the new characters introduced, they really aren't that good in this movie. Some of them get better in later movies, but overall, just not enjoyable for me. And number 19, which will probably be the most probably the most controversial place on this list, is Doctor Strange at second to last. But overall, I just don't enjoy Doctor Strange for the most part. I hate Doctor Strange in this movie, like the actual character. I just find him as a big jerk, and I really don't want to root for him because I just hate him. I have no reason to want him to win. Well, I mean, the guys are trying to take over the universe, but Doctor Strange is a jerk. So honestly, I don't really like the protagonist or antagonist in this movie, and it just falls flat. And number 18, we have Iron Man 2. It's just nowhere near as good as the first or third Iron Man, in my opinion. And it was just a man plot. And then 17, The Incredible Hulk. Now, overall, this is probably the most underrated film. I enjoy most parts of this film. It's very, very boring for the most part, though. Like, lots of it's just not enjoyable for lots of the different parts. The end battle is amazing, though. Liv Tyler as Betty Ross, I think her name is. She's pretty interesting. I like her character. And Edward Norton just feels weird compared to Mark Ruffalo, who we have now in the recasting and all that stuff. So just a really meh movie. At 16, this is probably one of the controversial ones. We have the original Iron Man. Now, well, there's lots of great parts in this movie, and I do see why lots of people love this movie. But to me, alright, I don't have nostalgia towards this film. Like, this isn't even the first MCU film I watched. So, it's just really never been, like, amazing for me. Like, it's been like, okay, there's the origin of Iron Man. I'm never like, oh my god, this is like the best movie. Oh my god. I think this is the most overrated MCU movie. And then at 15, I have Iron Man 3, which again is probably going to be controversial. But you can let me know your thoughts in the comments. And Iron Man 3. So, overall, I actually enjoyed this movie for the most part. I found lots of entertaining parts in this movie. But again, the Mandarin twist really I didn't like that it turned out that he was just some stupid actor. He was like built up to be this amazing, really cool villain, and then it's just like, oh, he's just some dumb actor pretending to be. And then at number 14, I have Thor: The Dark World. Again, probably going to be controversial in the comments, but again, I actually really enjoy all three Thor movies. But this one is the worst of the Thor movies, I think, because this is the least interesting Thor we've gotten in the movies. This is the least interesting Loki. Loki has barely anything to do with the whole movie, in my opinion. We barely get any Odin, and Jane is just meh in this movie. I don't really care for her. The villain is the worst villain in the whole MCU, in my opinion. But Darcy, who is like Jane's friend, Darcy Lewis, she's hilarious in this movie, just like the first Thor movie. We'll get to that later. But I actually really love that character, and in this movie, she was probably my favorite character, actually. But again, just lots of stuff I didn't really care for. Not that it was boring, just uninteresting. At 13, I have Spider-Man: Homecoming, and while I really enjoy this movie for the most part, there's lots of different sections that I just don't really like, and I think that the plot overall is kind of a jumbled mess in this movie. But it is kind of a superhero movie through the perspective of a teenager. So I think that's pretty cool. And then number 12, I have the original Avengers movie. Now, this one I really do enjoy for the most part, especially towards the end in the final battle in New York with Loki and how Hulk is like throwing him across the room and stuff. That's actually really really funny. Um, but overall, I think that it does take too long to get to the end battle, and lots of stuff that are just unneeded. I feel like. Um, so that's why this one is at number 12. And at number 11, I have Black Panther. So Black Panther, I think, is actually really cool. There's lots of cool parts in this movie. And of course, this is probably the second best villain that we've gotten in the MCU with Killmonger, because you can really see where he's coming from. And lots of people actually agree with Killmonger over Black Panther. So that's a way to craft a villain. Um, and then Black Panther is really cool too, along with all his different sidekicks and sister and stuff. So they just really make for a good cast of the movie. And there's my dad back there. You can wave to the camera. Okay, we're not. And then at number 10, we have Ant-Man. So the original Ant-Man comes in at number 10. And lots of cool parts in this movie, especially when he first puts the suit on, and you kind of see him fall through the building. Um, Lots of really cool parts like that in the movie, and overall, just really enjoyable. Really, Paul Rudd's a really good actor in this film, and he makes this film pop. And then number 9, Captain America: First Avenger. A really solid explanation of Cap's origin story, and Peggy Carter is probably my second favorite female character in the MCU. And then at number 8, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Um, just a really, really enjoyable and fun movie, even more than the first Ant-Man. And I really enjoy it. And there's parts that I'm not that crazy for, but overall, just a really enjoyable and memorable film. Yeah, definitely was lots of fun after Infinity War. And at number 7, I have the original Guardians. Now, this is kind of like Star Wars, I feel like, which is, of course, why I love the Guardians films. Um, and I don't know, it's just really a really solid story about a crew coming together. Um, and I just really love seeing the Guardians. And the first two Guardians are better than the first two Avengers, in my opinion. Avengers films. And just the relationships between the main characters just really makes for some really fun dialogue. And well, the plot's not that fantastic, pretty generic. The humor in this movie is what makes it. So definitely recommend Guardians if you have not seen it. And number 6, I have The Winter Soldier. Now, the way that they were able to make a political thriller and a superhero movie into one, and really show that the MCU has all different layers of diverse things that they can do with their films, is just really amazing. Especially throwing in Black Widow and Nick Fury in there. It really makes for a fun movie. And number 5, I have Thor, the original one. Now, I just love the character of Thor, which makes me really enjoy all 3 of his movies. Actually, a lot more than most people. And I just really like the story in this. And Thor's character arc, I really enjoy. And number 4, I have Guardians 2. It's just funny. It's just so funny. It made me laugh. I saw this movie. This was the first MCU I saw in the theaters. And I went with some friends, and we all loved this film. It was so funny. And then at number 3, Civil War. They crafted an amazing story here, and lots of people actually agree with Team Cap and Team Tony, and made people hate either Cap or Tony, which is not something most films can do when they have hero versus hero. Just look at Batman versus Superman. At number 2, Infinity War. Now, I love pretty much everything in this movie. It's just, I personally thought they had some missed opportunities that could have been fixed easily, like have Shuri actually fight Corvus Glaive for a little bit, just have some explanation of where Valkyrie and Korg went to, or just little things like that just kind of bothered me. Like Wong just left. He was just like, yeah, whatever, I don't really care. So there we go. And sorry about this little thing in the bottom, if you can even see it, that says approaching limit. But Thor Ragnarok is at number 1, and it's just hilarious with an entertaining plot and lots of good characters that I find really enjoyable personally. So overall, that's my list. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And until then, bye.